happen for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man.
Hey everyone, welcome to Modify Your Life podcast, where I'm your hostess with the mostest, Modified Frankie, and also Big Toony Toon, Heavy to Modified. And on Modify Your Life podcast, we talk about modifying your life mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and sometimes spiritually. So I realized recently we do a lot of things, almost everything together. We work together, play together,
shower
relationship together. Sometimes shower together. But I'm noticing that I like when you do your hobby because it gives us a second to like be our own person for a moment.
Yeah.
But then I get so excited when you get home because I'm like, let me tell you about my day. Sometimes I'm so excited to tell you I did nothing.
No, I like
and I'm
that.
so excited.
And you're starting to like have like new friends, like you hang out with Gloria, or she'll do your nails, like she'll come do your nails, or Des, something like that. And I think it's really cool. I think your confidence is like gleaming. Is that the word? Gleaming?
I've been working on it a lot.
Yeah, you're doing good. You're looking really good. You're looking really good.
Thanks.
Like this is gonna be a tough one, right? Because like we're gonna talk about some things.
It's gonna be a heavy one,
and it's gonna be one, some realizations, some things to let go. So it's like I think it's always good to start. And plus, like people. One thing I've learned is like people follow our podcast. There's a million people talking about the same thing we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
But it's all about
they want to know your
who
quirks
resonates
first.
with you.
Yep.
Right, and like who speaks to you and stuff like that. Maybe people want to hear it from two ex-overweight people that have a successful weight loss journey in marriage or relationship turned into marriage, whatever it might be. So I don't know. So in this podcast, we're going to be going over breaking powers that your parents passed down. Patterns that your parents are passed down with health, with relationship, and how we broke them. That's a really good one. And that's why I say like this is going to be a tough one because at the end of the day, a lot of people we hold on to like stuff that our parents did and what we've seen and what we learned from them, and we change because we realize that's who we either want to be or we don't want to be.
Yeah.
Right. And let's be honest, a lot of us take what we probably shouldn't from our family. And before we get into this, I don't want you to have to listen to this podcast like, oh, I hate you, mom, I hate you, dad. It's your fault. You become adult, it's your fault.
True.
Let's get that out of the way right now, right? So if you're looking at this podcast like, yes, my mom's fault, it's my uncle's fault, it's my dad's fault. No, it's your fault. You become a certain age, you got to break this shit. So I'm just going to throw that out there right now.
Break the pattern.
Break the pattern, right? But we can get into it because obesity is like racism. It's taught at home.
Damn.
Click it.
For me, the real challenge is going to be finishing this podcast without a crash out.
No, crash out. We get good views. If we get a crash out in a tear,
I'm going to try my best to keep it cute.
well, I'll be honest.
Okay.
If we talk about being raised through eating habits, right? It's the first one. I was not raised like this at all. I became the fattest person in my family. But my mom was a single mom. And I was oldest, and my sister has a learning disability, and my brother's just my brother. He's chilling.
Cool
He don't have
kid.
learning disability.
It's cool
You say
kid.
cokehead?
I said cool kid.
Oh, they say cokehead. I'm like,
Oh
no.
God, it's
What the?
cool
I was like,
kid.
since when?
He's the most wholesome
I was gonna
adult
say,
I've
well,
ever
no,
met.
that threw me off.
First of all.
So the patterns I've got was, fast food was abundance. It wasn't a treat. And it was cute for me to be the 2-year-old kid with a normal McDonald's meal, right? It was cute to see me eating a big ass turkey leg from Knott's Berry Farm or Disneyland. Everything was really go, go, go.
Okay.
Like my mom she had to work. She had this, we had that. I did have my biological father was there, but he was always locked up. And then who I call my stepdad, which obviously in real life I don't call him stepdad. I just at the time I called him dad. He disappeared for a long period of time. So it was just as my younger, I just remember me, my mom, my brothers and sisters. So, and also remember I'm speaking from this as someone now, I can't really hop into how I felt as a kid. I just knew the habits. I was a sponge, so going to get fast food was not a luxury for us. It was abundance. Everything was abundance. Everything was too much shopping, too much eating, too much everything. Right. And too much fun. Right. And that's something my mom always wanted to make sure is that we
Always too much love.
Always,
What
no
would
such
you
thing as too
say-
much love.
Would you say it was like, would you stick with fun, or would you say it was more survival?
I think it's like, I would like we've had our share of like lights getting turned off, but I don't know if it was because of financial or because my mom just irresponsible and didn't pay the bill, right? Like, you know what I mean? But I had abundance of everything, love to food to everything, right? So when it comes into what I've seen growing up, it was abundance. It was fast food. It was eating out. It was Chuck E. Cheese. It was too much, right? A lot of processed food. My mom didn't know how to cook. She also doesn't help that my mom was the youngest child. So the youngest gets away with everything, right? And my mom she was definitely the wild child when it comes into when I say wild child, I'm not talking about wild child like the partier. I'm talking about like she's just like was like more like she's like I don't know how would you explain my mom? Because she's been the same. Like she's very like she's a wild child, but she's like loving. Like she puts everyone first, right? And I said she's damn near close. I think I said the last one. She's damn near close to like the Virgin Mary. This lady, right? She's too loving to a fault. So I adapted a lot of these eating habits because that's all I knew, right? I didn't realize my eating was a problem until I went to school. No, until I got older in school. Because you don't know you're fat until you go hang out with other people. Does that make sense?
That aren't your inner
That
circle.
are and your family loves you. Your grandma, your now my
You're
grandma called me
perfect.
fat.
Oh, you're perfect in their eyes.
In their eyes, your family's not like, oh, that's my fat grandson or that's my fat son, right? But when you go to school, kids are mean. They're truthful. Let's honest. They're not mean. They're truthful.
Yeah.
They don't have a gut. That we're all learning. You know what I mean? And that's when I realized, I was fat, right? And when I'll never forget this, right? When I was in elementary school, I wanted to wear, like everyone was wearing those pants. They were half their pants and then they unzipped in the middle. They became shorts. But I was at like a weird ass size where I was a fat boy. I was fat in elementary school. So the size that fit me, they were like shants. So like they were too long. So they went past my knee because I wasn't that tall. I was a kid wearing these pants. I didn't fit in the kid size. I had to wear, my butt waist was bigger than whatever an average, whatever.
So they look like
So
shorts?
they look like shants on me. And so when I finally bought the pair and then I ripped them off, I had one off, one on. One was like this away from my freaking ankle. So they were all making fun of me because of that. So I never wore them again. You know what I mean? So like that's when I realized like, damn, like I'm fat. That sucks.
Damn.
That was not good. But that just was my upbringing. To me, like, you know what I mean? Like I didn't go home and I obviously didn't care enough because I didn't change it for a very long time. Right. But I think, obviously if I would have been taught, or if I no taught, let me not taught. You're not taught. If I would have seen, right? Let's be honest. My mom didn't teach me how to be fat. My mom didn't teach me how to order. No, I seen how to order. I seen how to be that way. I thought I lost myself for a second.
You were
but
led by example.
I was led by example. So if I would have grew up, and let's see, the only thing I can think of is like my Uncle Joe and Nicholas and my cousins, right? They grew up, my uncle really into mountain biking, really into mountain biking, really into his health at this time. And so they didn't grow up overweight. They ate pizza. They love milk like me, but their family was more put together on the house side. My Auntie Di was always, always doing something. She was an active person. So when I look at that stuff, I was taught these things. I was shown these. You're a creature of your habitat,
In your environment.
your environment, right? So I look at these things, and even though it's my obligation to fix it, it's just like the cards you're dealt. And sometimes the cards that you're dealt, it's not fair. But at the end of the day, it's like there may be people looking at me like, oh man, you may grow up fat, but I also didn't have a mom who loved me. Right? And like and then you have someone that's not fat, and they're like, well, damn, I didn't grow up fat, but also didn't have a mom who loved me, and I also didn't have a dad. Like, you know what I mean? There's always someone that has, like, you don't know what their other ones look like. Like, I grew up skinny, but at home, I'd go home and get hit. Like, there's always, like, you never know. Like, everyone's different. No one talks about their bad shit. So, like, I was seen. I was led to that. I was led to that water, and I started drinking that water because that's the only water I knew until I knew different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, that's how I adapted and took in what I've seen my family. My whole family was majority overweight. You know what I mean? And that's what I seen and that's what I knew. Now, they wanted me to change my life. Like, they always told me I need to lose weight and the doctors. But I think as a kid, I've always been show me and not tell me. I just didn't know it until I got older. Because I respect, and I know people don't like to hear this, and I know it probably triggers some people. But if you're not doing better than me in the situation, then don't teach me. Just how we talked about, you can't be fat and a coach.
Yeah.
Can't be fat and you could be fat and teach people how not to be fat, but you can't be fat and teach someone how to be healthy. Right? Because I don't want to take advice from someone that can't follow their own rule book.
But also, as a kid mentality, you don't know better than to learn off of seeing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm a hands-on person.
Yeah.
Right? I'm very, very hands-on. That's why I think I love the RC car so much, is because
You get to
I get to
tinker.
build it. I know I get to put it together, and if it's something break, like, you know what I mean? Stop laughing at me, Jay.
You
My
just
tism.
like to bring in like any opportunity.
I do it.
Yeah.
It's, you know what it
Cool
reminds me
guy.
of? It's like, what's his name from Big Bang Theory? The one that went to space?
Wallowitz.
Wolowitz? Yeah, when he's like,
went to
he'll fight. Yeah. I went to space.
Space,
Like,
space, space.
yeah, he's all, let's see if it works. He's like, I really want a sandwich. He's like, oh, that sounds good. We know in space that I didn't get to eat like, and he did it. Yeah, so that's what it is. But yeah, it's true. But I got to see it first. I had to see it firsthand if I wanted to. I know people may not agree with that, but this is how I live my life. And you have the right to live your life. But I will say, since having this mentality, it's always led me in the right direction, as long as I surround myself with the right people. Because I'm sorry to surround myself with the wrong people, and I've been led. I'm like, oh, damn it, you are doing this thing. I'm like, damn, I should have stayed away from that. But, you know, you got to live and learn. But that's my upbringing as eating in my
With
life.
food.
It was convenience and it was abundance,
Okay.
right?
What about you, Frankie? Did your family normalize overeating, dieting, or like emotional eating?
So, for the women in my life growing up, my grandma was very nurturing. So, for her, if you were chubby, you were healthy. But the rest of the women in my life were very crash diety. So, whatever pills out now, whatever teas out now. So, when I was in elementary school, like I was not made to, but I was encouraged to also partake and try the tea, you know, because it's going to help you get skinny. Because I was always the chubby-er.
Wrap
Like,
plastic in your waist.
yes,
Yeah.
sleep with the plastic.
Sleep
Sleep
with-
with the plastic, yeah. So I was always like the chubbier one, but I was never like huge obese. I was just like everyone around me was just smaller. They were very not healthy. They were just very like, what's the quick skinny fix? Not live for health, right? So I grew up in that kind of environment where vanity first, which is cool, but then we see it. Well, I would see it as a child, and I'm like, dang, something's wrong with me because my mom is so beautiful, and she's if she's taking these pills or if she's drinking this tea, like I need to do it too, because I don't look like my mom. So I kind of grew up with that, and then also like my upbringing was very like tumultuous. So to me, like food was safety. So if I was like scared, sad, whatever, like I would always eat. And also with my grandma, because she was like my safe space. So I would always tell her like, hey, my dad called and he wants to see me, and this was like elementary school. But my mom doesn't let me see him because she told my stepdad that my dad's never been in the picture. So now we have to keep up this lie to protect my mom, right? And I'd like cry over it. And then her solution was always like making me like my favorite meals.
Your favorite meals, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's like a Hispanic household, like
Yeah.
like that's like right on top of drinking 7-Up. Right? You know what I mean? Like you get sick, drink 7-Up, right? And like
Yeah.
if you're feeling upset, eat.
But then also with eating patterns, when I did get to see my dad and spend time with him in his orbit, it was always a celebration because it's like, I don't know when's the next time I'm going to see you. So anything I wanted, I got.
Yeah.
And it was like restaurants every day. He's taking me to the circus or whatever, buying me whatever I wanted because I didn't know like the next time I was going to see him. So it was always with him.
And he didn't know.
abundance.
Yeah, he didn't know. He was like,
Yeah.
you want to like get all
And
the
he wasn't
love
like the
in.
perfect like parent. He tried though, right? But I'm just saying, like, the
School's out
pockets
now.
of super cool. I love the guy. He tried, right?
Yeah, did his best.
Yeah, so definitely did his best. But when I would be with him, it was like abundance.
So you got like both sides of it. You got eating
Yeah.
as for like you got like a double whammy of like negativity. You know what I mean? I just got one, just overeating, not just
and
abundance.
Then, but then my stepmom, she was very like tiny, petite. I'm gonna say naturally because ever since
Yeah.
she was little, her family also their habits, right? But to me at the time, she was petite, so I'm always surrounded by just in my head beautiful women, right? And then I would always tell her like, oh, because actually when I was in elementary school, I was a bigger size than she was. I forgot the sizing, like what it was, but when I do appreciate my stepmom for this because like on my maternal side, everyone was really very toxic when it came to just children in general. So with her, I would feel like
Safe.
safe, yes, but because I would come from a space where you're like just judged so much for everything.
Yeah.
That she was like the one person that would be like, and in my head, I'm thinking this woman is so beautiful. She's so skinny. She's everything, right? And then we'd go shopping and then I would see that physically I'm getting sizes way bigger than hers. And then we would come, but I wouldn't try on the clothes at the store because I'm like, oh, this should fit, right? Elementary school. And then let's just take it home. And then when we would get home, like she wouldn't make a big stink of it. And we would get home, she's like, hey, she's like, Mija, let's try on your clothes. And then I knew it wasn't going to fit.
Oh, that's interesting.
So then I'd go in the restroom and then I'd take a really long time. And then she'd like knock and then open it. She's like, hey, she's like, did they get the wrong size for you? It's okay. We'll return it. I'll make sure they get the right one next time. So she wouldn't make it about me being an issue.
That's nice.
So sweet.
That's really cool. I mean, that's similar to the situation to like the whole like the pants thing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like I just like you like I never wore them again. So you know what I mean? Yeah, like they weren't gonna fit. So, and I think it's like something that like guys don't have to deal with that. Like I don't ever like I've never like, oh, I wear a bigger size than my uncle. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Like you know what I mean? Like, but I think the beauty of men and women are two different things. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah, women's value for the most part is appearance.
Appearance,
Yeah.
for sure. And a man could be a little overweight,
But if he can provide,
I think it's
a leg
kind of
up.
it's a leg up. Right now, obviously, here comes a point where like, but I also feel like that might be where we're at right now in our life, because also it's one of those things where that's when you're kids, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Right. That's talking about life. But I mean, we're all adults here. We're not. There's no point in looking back in the past of how we acted. We're here today, and we're all adults. Probably highly doubt kids are listening to this podcast. Or yeah, shout out to you.
Maybe Arlo.
Right, yeah, maybe. Right.
Question.
But I mean,
Sorry, question. Do you think most people even realize that their habits are inherited? Like
You know-
at one point, you guys know this now because of a lot of dissecting, like we were talking about. But at one point, did you realize those were habits that were inherited?
I'll be honest. I will be so honest, and I think this is part of being very like loving to my family. I never blamed them. I never cared. Like even when I realized it was habits, like even like I'm a life coach now. I get to help people out of these problems. I don't think I've ever blamed. I think I've always known my mom has done her best and she's done so much. Does that make sense? So
And she still shows up.
and she still shows up through and through. So I will be honest, I've had my moments where I wish I would have been raised in a family that was healthy because I was tired of being the fat person. I have had those moments where I wish I did have a dad that was around, especially like when they would have like, you know, Father Sunday, stuff like that. But people still came. I will say that. My uncle's cousin, my cousin Bo, you know what I mean? We went with church events, whatever it is, right? But I will say that, but like it was very, I feel like I did that more of junior high and high school and maybe a little bit of college, like certain like when it got really bad. And after a while, like when I started working myself, I feel like when I really took accountability, I didn't blame anybody.
Okay.
But I do know it was, once again, it's like racism. It starts at home. It does start at home, but it's like, I know it's such like a blunt thing to say, like racism, right? It's a very dangerous word.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's very true. You have an option if your family thinks and acts a certain way. You don't have to be like that when you realize it's wrong.
100%.
And I look at that as my weight too. Like I could have, and I could have, took my health a little bit more seriously. Even though it sucks that I was so young having to worry about that, that was my cards that I was dealt. I went to Weight Watchers with my grandma. I was drinking nothing but, I drink Slim Fast with my meals. Slim Fast tastes good as hell. You know what I mean? I had to go see a nutritionist at a young age. My mom, I played sports my whole entire life.
So they try to give you tools that they knew of.
There was tools, but I just didn't care. I'm very free spirited. And until something directly affects me, I don't change it. Right? That's why I had to get to 650 pounds. Unfortunately, that some people don't have to get to that number.
That's really didn't know.
You know what I mean? Like, but it's just how I am. Like, you know what I mean? I as much as I talk about how much it sucked to be fat, also don't talk about like how you do get to be normal. It's just your version of normal. When I didn't like wake up every day and say, fuck, I'm 650 pounds. But I was reminded every single day that was. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Like I didn't hate myself. I just I was reminded every single day that I hated myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's there. It's like things you can't do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're in your 20s and you're fucking the size of a fucking mini whale, it's
You just hate the current situation.
yeah. You know, and there's things where, where I would break the bed on my side. And Frankie would be like, damn, this freaking cheap ass bed. We need a blah blah. And she would do things to make me feel better. Yeah. Right. Or when I broke the center console, the thing. She's like, we never should. I'm so sorry. I told you about this G bed, the cheapest thing we ever bought.
This should be a lemon law.
This should be a lemon law. Like there's things that she would do to protect my heart. But at the end of the day, I didn't care enough because I didn't fix it. Regardless of who I blamed or how people coddled it, I don't
think maybe because it didn't affect you as much until the very end?
I think, yeah. I became suicidal. That's not who I am as a person. Like, I know who Anthony Lopez is. I'm still not even at my full potential, but I know this is way closer than I was being suicidal.
Yeah, 100%.
So it took me to get to that part of like losing myself completely. And I just feel like I think that's one of the reasons why we started this podcast. We didn't start this podcast just to share our story. We share this because I don't want people to be like how I was. I don't wish it on my enemy. It's not fun. It's not comfortable. It's very degrading. It's very demasculine. Was it?
Dehumanizing?
Dehumanizing for sure. But I had like no masculinity. Like I would send my girlfriend to go to 7-Eleven at 10 o'clock at night. I sent someone who I loved to go to a store at night to get fucking food. Potential put her in harm's way to get me fucking food because my fat ass wouldn't get up and do it. That's not how you treat a lady. Even what happened today, what did I do today? It was just today. Something happened today. Oh, we're going to the gym. And her AirPods in the thing. And I was like, oh yeah, they're in the truck. And then I said out loud, I'm like, no, get in the car. I got it. I'll get it. She's like, it's right. And then literally we were parked one stall away from my truck. Yeah. But I'm not going to send my girl to go get something. I did that enough in my whole entire life. So even though it was only 2 steps away, it's like, I don't send my girl to do anything unless it's something that is like it's part of her role.
With the food thing, I was a willing participant because I could.
Yeah, but still, I should have went to go get it, right? And like looking back, like that's not how a man treats a lady. But you lose yourself. I was raised how to be a man. I just didn't follow suit with it. You know what I mean? And like that's what these bad habits turn into. So kind of stirring back into what we said real quick. That's why we started this podcast. Not just to fucking talk. It's like we grew up 2 different lives and we both ended up at very shitty versions of ourselves. And
same
we
kind
want
of pickle.
Same pickle, different jar. But at the end of the day, we had to fix shit, So I don't blame you. We shouldn't blame anybody. Cards are dealt, Yeah. It sucks to know that there's a kid that was just born into wealth. As I'm over here fucking struggling.
But good for them.
Yeah, but good for them. It sucks to know that, but good for them.
Yeah.
But it's good to know about how I look at things. It's like, I may not have everything that I want at the moment, but when we choose or if we choose to have a kid or whatever it might be, or when we choose it, when we are leaving this earth, I know we're leaving our family taken care of. They're going to have a full running business a money making machine as long as it keeps bringing value to people.
Yep.
Right. And like, that's going to be cool. Maybe I don't get to see millions in my lifetime,
But
but the next generation, you know, maybe they will. They'll get to have that. And it is what it is, right?
Beautiful thing.
You know, it's cool to know. Well, it's cool to know that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, like I said in the last podcast, I'm shooting for greatness. I'm shooting for things that are bigger than myself. I have goals set that stress me out every single day. Anxiety, probably like 3 times already this month.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, sorry to go on the tangent, you know what I mean? But that's just what it is. Like, as I feel like too many people listen to these podcasts and they want to blame everyone. So like, I want to like share the story, but like nip it in the butt. Right. Because if you think you're going to come and listen to a Modify Your Life podcast to start feeling sorry for yourself and to put the blame on other people, this is the wrong podcast. Go listen to one of those podcasts where people gave up on themselves and they want you to give up on themselves. Because you don't come here for that.
No.
No, this is not the podcast for you.
Not up in here.
No. But yeah, that's how I look at my upbringing. That's what led me to it. You know, it's at home.
Real quick, I know you probably see it the same, but do you realize your habits were like inherited as you got older? Because
So many.
A lot.
Yeah. So, there has to be the food in there somewhere, but I feel like I inherited so many of the habits that I fight so hard against now. But you had to put that mirror in front of me because
Jeez,
like
it's been a rough one. It's been a
the
journey.
automatic instinct is always negativity. And I don't know like where it came from. I just saw that a lot in life where like everything was negative. I was like, oh, don't do that because like don't go to school because it's a waste of time. You're gonna get married anyway. You're gonna have kids. So like, what's the point of that, right? Don't do the sports at school because you know it's gonna shift stuff at home. Like it's gonna involve everyone else. So like, don't be selfish. Right? It was very, don't be selfish. You can't put yourself first. You have to put your family first. So,
which is so selfish. Like if you hearing that out loud, like,
Yeah.
don't be a kid because you're going to inconvenience your family who's already got to be a kid.
Yeah. So I feel like from like even as a like a little kid, like my earliest memories, I don't remember ever being a kid.
No, you weren't.
I always felt like I had to nurture.
Well, you're also the oldest.
Oldest on my mom's side, and also like when I was little, we also lived like with grandma and my aunt. So like I was the oldest cousin too. And then at that time, my mom and my aunt in their eras were like party girls. Like they would take care of business during the day, but they were party girls.
Yes.
So then they would leave Frankie in charge, and they're gonna order pizza, but make sure we're latchkey kids at that point. Like take care of the kids, make sure the apartment doesn't get burned down.
No one dies.
Yeah. So and then also family parties or kids' birthday parties. Like Frankie, take care of your brother. Frankie, take care of your cousin.
Well, you were sounding like you're the Melissa of the group.
Yeah, so
You know what I mean?
it wasn't like I could be like, "What's the game that we're playing?" It's like, let's make sure Andy doesn't fall off a tree. You know,
Andy, I love that guy.
So that's pretty much how I grew up. Like I wasn't like quote unquote allowed to be a kid.
I don't think any of your family members are.
No,
Even to this day, I really just, I mean, let's just be completely honest with you because it's such a different, I remember I don't think that we even started our weight loss journey yet.
Okay.
But it was a Christmas and we were leaving and we left Christmas because I think we're going to your mom's house.
Okay.
And I remember you're like, it's so crazy, like seeing like how your family so like wants the kids to be kids. Like they could talk, the kids could run where they want, they could drink soda where they want, they could yell. Like it's like Christmas is for the kids and the adults are just there. And she's like, at her house, it's like adults are there. And no, the Christmas is for the adults and the kids unfortunately have to be there.
Yeah.
And like our house is like, my family, like our upbringing was like, let them destroy that $30 RC car or that
kids?
let them like, what are we doing with the kids? Or my uncle would like pick me up on the way from work and go hang out with them, my uncle and my cousins for the weekend. He would take me and my cousin Kathy, she lives in San Pedro, I live in Orange County, he lived right next to him, and then we will stay with him for the weekend. So that was like, we're both the oldest, but we had two different upbringings. Because I was like pushed to be a kid.
Yeah.
and to have fun and
To enjoy
you know,
it.
enjoy it and
Yeah.
ride motor scooters and skateboards and try all this fucking sports you want. Be whatever the fuck you want to be in life. And then when I met Frankie and when we started taking our life serious, our relationships like serious, when we knew our relationship was going to be serious, like she would tell stuff that would like honestly make me really not like her family. Right. And I know that's like obviously now I know people do the best they could do.
And I would just laugh it off.
But
like,
she thought it was so normal. And to me,
Yeah.
like we've had to like, and I think that's why our relationship is so strong. Like people don't understand, like we've had to make this work from the
We've
jump.
healed each other.
Yeah, like she would like to sweep shit on the rug. I'm ready to put on fucking gloves every
And now
single
I do
second of the
that.
day. And now she puts on gloves. And now we argue more
Yeah.
because now we both have gloves on, but we both go to sleep not mad.
Yeah.
And we both know what the problem is. Even though it's like I want to choke her because she don't listen, or she want to choke me because they don't listen. At least we know what the problem is. And like she used to like sweep shit on the rug, like bring it up like it never happened.
Yeah,
and
that
we
was
don't like that.
a pattern. And my family, even like my siblings, still struggle with it. And it's like a running joke, but it's still not right. Where it's like we all know that we sweep things under the rug. So like we could be very mad at a specific thing with each other. And then the solution automatically is I'm not talking. We don't say it, but I'm not talking to you until I feel better about it. And then I'm gonna be like,
then
hey,
there's nothing
do you want to go to the mall real quick?
Bro, I've stopped
be
talking to
weeks.
people for less. They will like some things like I would like, no, I'm not talking. I would never talk to them again until X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Not in 2 months. I'm gonna run into them at a family party and then we're gonna go hang out the next. Yeah, fuck, I'm fighting you. But like,
Not
but,
us.
but no, like not like that and that. But that's fine for her family. I'm not here to change her family. That's my person. So therefore, we've had to work on those things. And like, I think that's
And
why
not let it affect us.
Us, we-
as a
yeah.
as a unit.
and
So
you know.
how do those things? How do you guys break those cycles together? Because you guys have kind of touched on it here and
Boundaries.
Oh, fuck, shit. She taught me boundaries. I had to move to Vegas to learn boundaries.
Yeah.
And also is where we got the closest in Vegas. A lot of shit happened in Vegas.
We broke up, but we got the closest there.
We broke up, but we got the closest
That's
there.
crazy,
So,
huh?
like it was like it's a lot of different things. Like, you know, for instance, like one thing that I had to kind of, you know, I guess make Francine feel comfortable in our relationship is that just because I'm a man and I'm telling her she to do something, it's not like because I'm a man, it's because I
not a
love her.
demand.
It's not a demand. And her whole life is like she's been told like she's only good for a man. Like I'm not that person. Yes, I have standards. Like you're not gonna go to the gym with fucking shorts there showing your fucking asshole. Right? Regardless
just respect.
regardless of you fucking BBL or not, like you're not gonna do that. You're not going to correct me in front of my friends, whether right or wrong, just like I'm not gonna correct you in front of my friend. Like we throw blows behind doors, metaphorically. Right, but in front of people, we look like we are the fucking tightest unit that no one unbreakable.
And we
I
are.
don't give a shit if we go out there and Frankie's like the sky's fucking red. I'm like fuck yeah, she's red. She ain't delusional. When we get home, I'm like yo, you're fucking delusional. What the hell's your problem? But no one like that's what we've had to learn out there in Vegas. But we've always been tight like that. I've never seen a successful marriage except for my grandparents, and I don't think you've seen a successful relationship other than my grandparents.
Yeah. So growing up, yeah, it's never. I've never experienced a successful marriage. As much as I'm shitting on my family, I will say though that I did grow up around a lot of fucking strong ass women.
Agreed.
Now, toxic, all of the things, right? Strong.
Yeah.
Strong.
I agreed.
So, I guess I have to take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, what's helped is boundaries, and then you're teaching me a little bit more. I'm not that good at it yet. To me, it's like you need to change. Like for me, I'm like you need to change your bad behaviors. So I need to tell you, hey, this behavior is bad. You need to change it. And to me, I get offended when you don't do it. And then he's teaching me like, hey, like sometimes you just have to let people be if you already had that communication with them. So if they're not willing to change, that's not on you anymore. If you already said, hey, your actions are hurting me by X, Y, Z. And if they're not making the changes for you, then that means that you just walk away. But the thing is, to me, I expect in my nuggets, I expect like vindication, like
She'll die on the
admit that
hill.
you're wrong.
And one thing I've learned
Explain
that
yourself.
you can't expect someone to give you closure.
I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, and she's gotten a lot better. And it's so interesting, right? Because you would think it would be vice versa. The way she was raised, she didn't get a lot of closure growing up,
No.
right? And it's very, because remember, like we talked about this a little bit on the couple podcasts ago, where it's very mixed. But I had to teach her, someone who that like you won't get closure. But I think that's like, I mean, a lot's happened the last 5 years. I've had I went through suicidal thoughts. I went through depression, suicidal thought. I lost my best friend. I've watched, I've seen shit that people shouldn't see what to do with cancer. And people that have watched someone lose or watched someone pass away from cancer know exactly what I'm talking about. My grandpa's cancer was coming out of his stomach.
And you were cleaning
I had to
it.
clean that shit every day. You know what I mean? And I also had to see the effects of morphine, right? And then on top of that, I also went through my own fucked up shit of being suicidal and being depressed. And on top of that, I had to fucking, my dad was murdered. And I had to watch a video and photos of that. Like life is really, the last 5 years with this weight loss journey has been very big blessing, but there's been a lot of life lessons. And what I've realized through all these lessons, and I hate to sound so blunt or so jaded, but no one gives a fuck. At the end of the day, like no one cares. No one gives a shit about you. No one gives a shit about your problems. And if you do have someone in your life, even just one person you get in your life that actually does, you keep that shit, because people don't care. Because once they don't care, and especially if it doesn't affect them, right? And that's what I've been teaching. So I can't get closure from anybody anymore because I don't expect it from them. If I do something for you, right? If I help you and I build you to be the best version of you, and you choose to leave me for another guy, I didn't do it because I expected you to love me forever.
You won't regret it after.
I won't regret it because
Okay.
I can't expect that. If I choose and we put Jay on and she helps run this podcast, and then she leaves us for one of the world's biggest podcasts, I expected it because I didn't expect anything from it.
You didn't expect anything.
I didn't expect anything from that situation. It's not that I don't love people. It's just that at the core, no one cares, right? Because everyone has their own shit to handle. Like, think about it. When my dad was murdered, I had 3 people within that week get mad at me because I didn't have Zoom calls with them. I sent a message to everyone, very blunt. My father was murdered. I had to let it, because I didn't dance around it. I was like, my father was just murdered. I just got the call. I need to leave. I'm so sorry
I'm on my way to California.
drama. I just need to let you know the intense, how serious this conversation is.
Yep.
And I still had people get mad at me on for my coaching program, for my program. I had ischemical surgery. I went through fucking depression, getting off the fucking pills. I went through a lot of my own mishaps of healing, right? I thought my own fucking brother was murdered. I was on so much fucking pain medicine. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I came back fucking home. I had my own family shit, and I had more people get upset at me on my program for not being there for them, as I'm literally winging off of pain medicine, leaking from my fucking stomach, and
tubes all over the place.
Just had 22 pounds removed. I'm dizzy as shit for 4 months straight, anemic. And so I've just, no one cares. And it's okay. It's okay, because I don't want you to care for me. It's not going to change me as a person, right? I want to do it right by you until I no longer want to. But I'm never going to expect you to say thank you. I'm going to be grateful for it, but I'm not going to expect you to say thank you. I'm not going to expect you to scratch my back after I scratched yours. I'm not going to hold it over if you don't. I'm going to do something from the kindness of my heart. And if I get anything in return, I'm grateful, but I don't expect it. And that's with friends, and that's with family. It's with Francine. It's just how it is, right? And it's not that I don't expect more from her, and it's not that she doesn't give me everything. And I'm not saying that. It's just that we think that we're owed something, and we're not owed anything in life.
Facts.
You do something because you want to. You love someone because you want to, and if you are focused on loving them, wanting them, treating them a certain way because you think you get something in return, you're gonna get hurt.
Oh, you just made me think about something.
What? Was that a good one? Did I hit that?
It was, but like, you remember my family drama situation where I'm like, but I've done everything for everyone. I've done this for this, and you're like, hey,
no one cares.
No one cares.
The simplest way to wrap up that 4-minute rant is that you're only as good as your last no.
Yeah.
right?
True.
You could say all the yeses to everyone. You could fucking help someone pay their bills. You could be there for them. You could hype them up. You could be there for every single fucking thing. You could give them the love they want. You could cheer for them. You could do this. And the moment that you stop is a moment you're no longer needed to them anymore. They don't care about how many times you did something good, right? They don't care about how many times you picked them up. They don't care about how many times you lift them up when they needed you. They don't get
Gave when you didn't have.
Gave when you didn't even have you didn't have nothing to give. They don't care.
Yeah.
Because you're only as good as your last no. And that's it. And I learned that. So I'm grateful that I have the people and I'm very grateful that I have the people in my life. But it's not owed to me. It could be removed in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a situation that happened a couple of days ago that I can't talk about. Not with us. It was something that I seen. I'm like, damn, holy shit. And we'll talk about if we'll ever talk about it. It won't be until I get the okay to talk about it or have that person on the podcast. But at the moment, it's just like I'm not saying don't love people. I really hope people don't think like this guy is fucking cold. It's just more of like give because you want to. So if anything, if I could get you to kind of like not feel so jaded towards people, hopefully you could take that conversation or that like clip that we just, whatever it was, and you could, hopefully it really redirects you on who you give your attention and love to. Like that's what I would like. Cause if you were to do something, God forbid, to me, I wouldn't regret it.
Investment of
the
time,
investment in
energy,
time,
love.
like it was because you gave me a lot back. But like for instance, just to know, people are gonna know, people are not gonna know. Like the whole Big John thing was unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like that was my fault, right? That was something that could have been without. But then again, it's like I would have known unless I did it. You know what I mean?
It would have been something else.
It would have been maybe
Yeah.
been something else. You get what I'm saying? But like so be careful who you give your time and energy to because it's not owed back to you.
Yeah.
Right. So at least this would change your mind. Like, who am I giving my energy and love and time to? Is it someone that I'm, Daniel told me, he's like, what did he say? He's like, you only have a certain amount of time and love and energy to give. And even though people will not give it back, be okay with the time and love you wasted on the people you love. Right. Does that make sense? Did I say that right?
That makes a lot of sense.
Right. So it's like, if it's going to be wasted, right? If you're going to give it to someone or something, make sure it's like the people you want to waste it on. Make sure the people you want to give it to.
Even if it is a waste.
Even if it is a waste, at least it was like, fuck, that was cool.
Good times.
I got good times, right?
Yeah.
Fucking fist
Hey,
pump.
you
See
did
you in
have
the
good
next
times
one.
with him.
Yeah, so it was a learning thing, but and that's sorry to take off over the whole segment thing,
No,
but
I loved it.
that's what life has
you're coming
taught
more
me.
from like more of a healed perspective than me because I'm still spicy. I still have a lot of learning to do.
Yeah.
So much learning
But
to do.
I have different learning to do.
What are patterns now that like?
Ooh, I have some.
You refuse to keep. What are passed down?
So there's so many patterns that like I break now. So like the new generation, like right now I have 4 or 5 nieces and nephews. So with them, I don't allow any pouring that's negative. So they only know love from me. And I'm so happy that they have a mom that will only allow that because she had actually had a conversation with me and she said, hey, I hope you don't get mad, but I told your brother when Arlo was little, when he was born, like, hey, like if your stepdad is mean or makes my son feel unloved one time, we're never going back there. And like she
Why would
set
you get
that
mad?
boundary.
She is my godson.
I mean, obviously they had their conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe she thought it might not land, the right way. And to me, I'm just like, I'm so happy that like now, like my next generation, even though I'm not a parent, but like I love them
They're gonna
just
know
like it. Like they
love.
only know love, they only know respect, they know they're important, and they have a voice.
Also, too, you tell your family you love them because you
do.
didn't start doing that. Hugging and saying I love you is something I brought to your family.
I didn't grow up with physical touch that I can remember because I feel like
That sounds so traumatizing.
my grandma was an amazing grandma to me, but she wasn't the best mother, right? So I'm sure that and my mom also didn't get the hugs and the affection, right? So then she let that pattern kind of trickle down on me. So
And you broke
now
it.
I make sure that every time I see, and it took me some time, right? As I became an adult, I'm like, hey, like I would see like you guys, like every time it's a hug when you see everyone. I make sure that now, like I say, and when I hang up, okay, I love you.
Yeah.
And it was so weird to start that because it was it wasn't like, oh, it came naturally. Like I trained myself. And it felt so unnatural. It felt foreign to say, okay, talk to you later, love you. And I'd be like, say it back.
When I tell your sister,
You know?
sometimes I feel like your sister gets like you know what I mean? Because you know she loves the shit out of us. You know what I mean?
So like that's something that I had to, like if I didn't get it, I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah, that's
Because
one
I'm
thing.
hoping that like if I teach it to you, then it becomes normal, and then that you know that you're loved.
Yeah, and well, Arlo says it every single time we leave. He says it when he hangs up with us.
He lets you hold him like a baby.
Yeah, I just hold him like he's sick. He's 9 years old. I did hold him like
And
a
he
little
feels
baby.
comfortable enough to let you
that's
do
my
that.
dude, but that's my dude.
Yeah.
You know, and like that's something that you know I do notice with family. Like for mine, like stuff, I think mine is more of just like like it's like hard for mine, like cause I don't have a perfect family. Lord
No
knows.
one's perfect, but
I will like for
they love each
where
other.
I lacked, someone picked up. Like I didn't have a dad, but I had a good grandpa and good uncle. You get what I'm saying?
Plural.
Like, or I didn't know like I didn't see a successful marriage or relationship for my mom or dad, but I seen it for my grandparents. Because my family's really tight, so it's like where one person lacked, I've learned from someone else. So I think that's, you know, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I think that's why I'm well-rounded. But also at the same time, no one taught me health.
No, that's what you were lacking.
That's where I was lacking
Yeah.
because I came in and got her heavier than she's ever been.
Yeah.
So like that was like where I was lacking in like the health, and like that's what I'm fixing our family, because my mom's lost 50 pounds, my sister's lost 50 pounds just by simply moving with us. My brother is beyond proud of me and what I've accomplished, you know, because I didn't just lose weight.
And it pushes him to work on his stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we didn't just lose weight, and even though we do talk about we talk about financially, physically, and financially. I built a multi 6-figure business from my journey, you know. So I get to buy the the Rolexes and Rolex, not plural, right? No, not that. But dumb. But you know, I get to go. You know, we were looking to buy a McLaren, and even though I'm naming materialistic things, I would be the first person in my family, inner circle family, to own a supercar. You know what I mean? And like, even though it's materialistic, you know, it's still something that's worked for. It's something my brother could say, like, my brother did that. My brother, you know what I mean? Or, you know, I could maybe drive it once, maybe. You know, I don't want to say it out loud because everybody told me to, but you know, and he's watched that. So like, I'm changing like what's possible in our family, right? And I was taught that by my uncle, because everyone else is the 9-to-5 workers, all longshoremen. So I'm carrying that down because that wasn't taught from my mom or my dad. I learned that somewhere else, and I want to teach that to my kids. Or if we don't have any, which I'm okay with that, but if my nieces and nephews, and my godson, like, you know, so that's what I'm changing, and those are the stuff that I'm breaking. Also, I didn't know boundaries until she had taught me. You know what I mean? You know, that's another thing. Like, I didn't know how to be. It sounds bad, but I didn't know how to be cold-hearted. I always said yes to everything. And
Like
she
the
taught
clipboard.
me how to, like, hey, like, if we want to get closer, we can't give our time of getting close to other people. And something that when we're going through our whole breakup is that she's like, you know what's crazy? She's like, everything we done for everyone, and everything was, you know, for all the love and the saying yes to things we shouldn't, and, you know, whatever it might be, while we were in the fucking worst time of our fucking life, or a relationship, everyone else was fine.
Yeah, I said we chipped away at us to give to other people. Now we're broken and they're chilling.
And they're just chilling. No one even knew this happened. Only person that knew that we broke up was my mom. No one knew anything until we already got back together, and we've been through like the fucking darkest of dark.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, and it's true. Every single person was fine. Check their Instagram. They're all good.
Until they needed us again.
And until you know what I mean? And still to this day, if our family doesn't listen to the podcast, they don't know we broke up.
Yeah.
Majority of them. But you know, we only say it
But
was
then on
necessary.
my side, I always have to keep my mouth shut because
Yeah.
you're so toxic. But there's one other pattern that I forgot to bring up, is that I broke, is that because I didn't feel like, well, other than my grandma, but I also, like, there was points in my life where I didn't really get to spend much time with her. I didn't have a safe space. So, like, now, like, I work really hard to be my sibling's safe space. Because I try to be very tolerant. I'm not going to cry. For example, like, one sister, she gets a bad rap for having a bad attitude, right? And, like, I would hear a family member say, oh, my gosh, always having problems at any job she has. She's
I think you were supposed to use your name, but
I love
name
her.
dropping.
No, she's sorry,
Damn.
sister. But she's she's always like in like having problems with like coworkers and with management. Like it's always her. And then like I just tell them, I'm like, well, did you maybe think that maybe she's not meant to work for someone?
Supposed to be a boss.
Instead, like seeing it like different perspective. Like I don't want to see my sister as a problem, but maybe like her dad, she's not meant to work for someone. She's meant for something greater.
It's not.
It got around to her that I had said that, and then she's like, "Sister, like I heard that you said this thing," and it made her feel good about herself instead of hearing, "Oh my God, you're so fucking problematic," right? And I'm like, "Well, I mean, you have so many talents. Like you could do nails. Like if she's doing her flowers, right? So
nails are tough.
Mm-hmm. So to me, I'm just like I really try to like be the little light for them.
Yeah, not the just go straight to being negative.
Mm-hmm. And then like there's another two sisters, crash out queens, right? And everyone's always talking crap about them. Of like, oh my God, they're so sneaky. They do this, they do that, whatever. I'm like, they're chilling.
Yeah, they're being kids.
And then like one of them's like, oh, like everyone's always saying, you know, that I'm partying too much, I'm drinking too much, I'm doing this. And I'm like, sister, like all I care about is like that you're safe.
And like
because you're gonna lead your life how you see fit. Because the way I lead my life, a lot of them don't like it. Right? Yep. And that's okay. But to me, like, just because you're living a different way doesn't mean it's a bad thing. To me, I just say, hey, just be safe. Whatever you're into, don't care. Be safe.
Which is so interesting because, you know, you just said your moms and your aunts were partiers and they had kids. You know, so it's like people like forget the pot calling kettle black, right? Yeah. Like we forget how it was to be a kid. Like if my nieces or nephews are my godson, right? Mm-hmm. And say they get in trouble for drinking in high school, right? Because it's going to happen. I'm not going to get mad at them. I'm going to remember what the fuck I did in high school. And if all he did was drink, thank God. Because I was selling drugs. Ecstasy, to be exact. Allegedly. No, I have 7 years. We're good, right? That's what I was. You know, and so if my godson or my nieces or nephews going to just drink and that was it, bro, let me show you a video of your aunt. Let me show you a video. I'm sorry. Let me show you a video of your mom and what she was doing. I got, you know what I mean? I got some evidence for some people. So
yeah.
But we, as like a different generation, are so quick to see that. And actually, my mom recently just said it, and I was so shocked when she said it because I was like, "You are one to like." The fact that you are admitting this right now is crazy. But she was like, "Parents will never be wrong. We don't like to admit we're wrong. We don't like to this, you know." And I'm like. You're one to say, but
I don't stand for that.
But it's like parents won't see that, but us as new generations will, because those are the little like.
And that's what I struggle with because to me, like, I need to force you to see it, and then he's teaching me that you don't have to. They already live with the demon, even if they don't admit it.
Yeah, I don't need to hold a mirror.
I do.
Up to your face to show you that you're evil. You already know, it, right? You know what I mean? Like it's some hills. I mean, some battles are not worth it, right? Like, so for instance, like when I'm trying to get my point across, I will go toe to toe with her, but that's my person. I need her to see where I'm coming from or change my mind.
Understand it,
right? But anyone else, like, I don't care. I've been painting a villain in a lot of her family's fucking out of their mouth. A lot of it. I don't care because I know what I do and I know how I act and I know I come off like a little rough around the edges. But I also know that for the last 3 years, she has not had to answer to no motherfucker. She has not had to ask for time off. She doesn't have to fucking worry about the monies. Even if we were having a tight month, She gets her nails done. She does what she needs to do.
Because I don't
She's
wanna
taken
feel
care
it.
of. I don't ever make her feel not loved. I always make her feel safe. I do have standards. I do have expectations. I will not let her get fat. I will support her for a weight loss journey, any type of help she needs. I will not let her, talk down to me like these girls do. Like even last other day, I'm not gonna say checked her because I think that's very disrespectful to say, but I don't know what another word to use it. But she said at the end of a video, she's like, "Oh fuck, men." I was like, don't ever say that again. I was like, because this man pays your bills.
I was like, I was
This
joking.
man-
He's like, don't joke like
Don't
that.
joke. Why would you joke like that? Because now you open up the door. Because when you're on there and she said that on Instagram, now when the people are agreeing with it, they're also saying "fuck me," because I'm a man.
And I didn't think it through that way.
And I get it's fun and cool to be toxic, but save the toxic conversations.
Ooh, different podcast.
In video,
different
yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, but
okay.
But save that for other girls that fucking have to pay their own bills and have to fucking we're driving around.
Period after I said
you know
it.
what I mean? You know what I mean? Have to fucking drive around with flat tires or tires with bald and oil that fucking need to be changed 600 miles ago. You know what I mean? Don't say that. Don't open the door to toxicity when you actually are dating a man. Save that for women that are dating kids. You know what I mean? Like that's how I look at it. So I do have standards, and people may not like that. How dare you do it to you pay her bills so you think you control her? No, I don't pay her bills so I think you control her. I pay her bills because that's my person, and when I'm not in the room, I expect my person to hold it down. Just like when she's not in the room, I should hold it down. And this is what it is.
I
And
think it's
that's
because
what-
also outwardly his energy is more like, and I'm more like chill, but it's really like this in real life.
Oh, behind closed doors, she's like, fuck them. Don't, babe, I love you, but no, that person I don't want around. I'm like, I had fun. She's
like,
like,
cut
no,
it or I cut it.
cut it right now or you cut it. I'm like, oh, fuck, all right. And
I won't do it
that's
cute.
But that's what we see. But it also took, her getting out of line in front of people in order to kind of solve that because she's seen a lot of, what did she say earlier? She's seen a lot of strong women.
Very
The
strong
women are strong because they had to be.
And I am a strong woman. I don't need anyone, but I don't want to have to be a strong woman. Like if I need to, I will, but I don't want to have to.
Yeah.
That's
And
why I like how I said like finances. Like I was even told, and I do agree with it if you don't have the correct partner, where I was told like, hey, like I know that like you don't have your own source of income, because in their brain like this isn't me too, right? But they're like, hey, like I know like you don't have your own source of income, and I'm sure it was coming from love, like, but
no, it
you
wasn't.
need
They
to
told you
stash-
steal from me. They
you
told
need
they
to,
said steal.
you
They
need to
blatantly
stash
steal from me.
some money away for yourself for a rainy day, blah blah blah, and it's like, no, right? And then like I would hear it over and over. Maybe in their intention was well, but I'm like, no. And then the time it would have been needed, I didn't need to have that backup plan. Because when we did break up, because it's like, God forbid, something happens with you guys, like you don't have anything to your name. And I kept saying, no, like we're good. 50-50, everything, no. But they like kept like saying, and then it's like when I did get put in that position of like possibly needing that safety net, I didn't need it because I was put in that position. It's like I got a car, got money, got the cards, got everything, and we weren't together. So technically speaking, he could have said, bye, girl. But I was more than taken care of financially. But
Because they
not
never-
only that, more importantly, my heart was taken care of even in that process.
Well, the people that are giving this advice are fucking broken. I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to say that. Like,
Yeah.
When we broke up,
I only fought
she
one
took
person.
She took the business credit, the debit card, which all money gets. She knows when we get
Cash
paid.
also.
Oh, you took cash too?
You gave me cash.
Oh yeah, my bad. I didn't know. She took her because she has her own debit card of the heavy modified. So she took I didn't take it from her when she left and take the credit cards that are in our name that I pay. I did none of that.
Mm-hmm.
She took the business card. She took the truck. I was left in Vegas with no truck.
Yeah, we only had
Because
one
she
car
had
at
it
the
because
time.
we only had one car at the time in Vegas. It's all we needed. We went whenever they were with each other, and she didn't need to steal from me. If I would have found out that she did that, everything would have been cut. That breakup wouldn't have been like that because I'm not done with my money, right? But she is set because when you like, I don't know how to explain, like when you are two adults that are realizing you're broken but fixing it, you don't have to lie and hide to each other.
No.
Right? She don't need to take the money from behind my back.
I think
She
also
doesn't-
like if you do it, one, you're probably not with your right partner, because if you feel like you have to do it, then that means you are planning the demise. And right, like say for example, like if we run that back and we break up again, right? And say for whatever reason you're just like, actually you don't get any money. I could figure it out, but I'm not gonna plan it because I
you
don't
just
want it
gotta
to happen.
Cross the window. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're already like,
I don't want to throw it out to
Throw-
the
plant a
universe and
seed, yeah.
manifest it, you know?
and like the crazy thing is, right? And this is a relationship that ended mutually.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that we both needed to regroup, right? So, but like, not only did I have her back, even though we're broken up, my mom had her back. I asked my best friend, like, hey, can she get a job at Premium? He said yes. He said, wouldn't that be a
Your
little
mom
weird?
wanted to get me an
My
apartment.
mom wanted to get her part, like help her get her part. Like when you've built something like we've built with each other, like there's no just like there's no just dropping. Like it has to be done, and then even when it's done, like if it were, God forbid, it were to be done, we would have to we would still have to run a podcast together. We would have to let them know that our relationship didn't work out, and maybe we can help other people so it does. Like we
Yeah.
would have to work with each other, because at the end of the day, she's still Modified Frankie. She's still part of my story. She's still going to get brought up in conversations and podcasts, and people are going to ask about, like, you get what I'm
Vice
saying?
versa.
Like, it's not just like we did something that
don't get erased.
9% of the world will never accomplish. They'll never know what it is to be damn near 1,000-pound couple and then get your shit together. They'll never, well, not everyone needs to, right? But some people won't know how it is to have a successful relationship. Some people won't, you know what I mean? So like, we respected that, you know what I mean? And we're not perfect. Fuck no, I'm not perfect. I'm fucking dumb as shit
We
sometimes.
crazy.
But at the end of the day, I do know that we don't only base our relationship off of love. We base off of, honesty, respect. We base off of
Loyalty.
conversation, loyalty. Like there's a lot of things. Love is honestly
I think
I
love's
feel like
at
love
the
is
bottom
like
of the totem pole.
10% of a relationship. Honestly,
It's important, but I think for us, it's like at the bottom of the totem pole, because like above that, loyalty.
maybe love's a glue,
Yeah.
right? And there's a
cute
whole bunch of
sprinkles.
shit inside of there that
Yeah.
needs to go to make it work. So that's how we overcame our stuff. And just to kind of wrap this up, because I think we all got stuff to do.
I think one thing I'd like for you guys to leave for viewers is asking them what are bad habits or bad patterns that they are letting go of now. Because you guys did so good, I think, for this episode on explaining how deep it went for your relationship to break those patterns. And the outcome is what you just said. It's like the love, the glue that sticks together, that the loyalty in your relationship, the openness in your relationship, the trust in your relationship. Like, you don't need to keep bad habits or passed down habits. Those things
Yeah,
need to be
I think you nailed it. Like you said what I was gonna say. If you were gonna rebuild yourself into a better individual, your pillars of a relationship, your pillars for yourself is gonna be love, respect, loyalty, right? Accountability, right? Conversation, vulnerability. Like that's all those things that you're going to need to be the best and build the best version in life for yourself. So if your fundamentals or your upbringing are certain habits that were given to you no longer bring positivity or peace into your life, then drop them. If you're tired of your family being negative, then why the fuck are you being so negative? If you're tired of being around your family and they're fat and they're this and that, then why are you being like them? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I can't tell, or I think I'm speaking for both of us, we can't tell you what you need to get rid of in your life. But what I can say is if it doesn't bring you any joy or peace or comfort, then why do you have it? Whether it be an attitude, a habit, or a relationship, a friend, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife. If it's not bringing you peace and is not bringing something good to you and bettering you, then why is it around?
Yeah. I feel like if anything has any pattern that your family has had for you growing up, if it has hurt you in any way, it's your responsibility to not let it happen to the future generation, because you don't want them to also say, what I learned from my mom is all these negative things. I just feel like, okay, like it happened to you, fuck it, right? You can't change it now, but don't let it happen to the next generation. I can understand that it's wrong, but just because it happened to you doesn't mean that it's fair to do it to the next person.
And at the end of the day, if you know it's wrong, it's your obligation to fix it. So if you don't want to be or act or feel or be treated or whatever it might be a certain way, or how you felt as a kid or as a young adult or an adult, then get rid of it. Drop it. If it's not bringing peace to your life, it's literally pointless, because at the end of the day, we're only promised stress and death, right? So get out there and make your life better. Smart Your Life podcast. See you guys soon.
See ya.
All this happened for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man. It can't.